let's use the styles section so we can see how we can apply a style, okay? So let's title this NBA Championship. Hopefully I spelled championship right, okay? So you notice that I wrote NBA Championship in cell A1. However, oops, look at what happened. NBA Championship seems as if it's running in cell B1 as well. However, when I click on cell B1, you notice that there is nothing there. Why is that? That is because the text that I wrote is too big for cell A1. So in order to fix that and solve that issue, all I actually have to do is double click. Once I double click, you will notice, right, that NBA Championship the text is wrapped in that cell, all right? So I'll do that one more time because I think I might have done it a little bit too fast, so some of you might have missed it. So NBA Championship, the text is a little bit too long. If I hover between cell A and B and I double click, it fills through all the way, okay? So that is how you can fix that issue if you ever run into issues. So let's say I wanted to write my name, Douglas Tondrew, okay? And I notice that it's going into cell D. To fix that, I hover between cells D and C, or C and D, double click, and it will wrap and autofill so that way I don't run into issues with the text, all right? So those are some of the key basic things that you want to remember. So let's talk about the cell styles and how I can apply that, right? So I wrote NBA Championship here. However, I want it to run from cells A, B, C, D, E. I want to create some type of a header, right? Because I want my cell to look a little bit presentable, so that way I can have something that's professionally designed and well done for the most part. So how can I fix that? In order to do that, I'm simply going to click on cell A. I'm going to keep my finger on my mouse, and I'm going to highlight cell B, C, D, and E. Once I have highlighted cell A, I'll do it again just so you guys can see. I clicked on cell A. I keep my finger on my mouse. I go to B, C, D, and E. Once I have successfully done that, I am going to click on Merge and Center. So what Merge and Center does is it takes the text that I have written and it merges it with cells A, B, C, D, and E. So now I have what's known as a header. However, it's really not a true header until I add a style to it that makes it a header. So I'm going to click on my drop-down menu, and I'm going to add a heading. I'll do a heading. Heading one's fine, okay? So now that I've added a heading to it, I now have what's known as a header, right? And it has a heading of 1, right? So your styles are different types of headings and different types of font families that you can add in formats to really give it the style to represent and show exactly what you would like to appear and display. So let's say, I wanted to also add a background color to NBA Championship to really reflect it. All I actually have to do is hover over where my paint bucket is with the fill color and actually add a black background color. Right now that I have the black background color, if I want to change the font or the alignment of NBA Championship, I can actually just click on hover over alignment, and I can even change the color from blue to white, right? Because white shows a little bit better when I am using a black background, okay? So that's really a matter of preference. If you wanted to kind of know how to do that, you will see exactly how I was able to do that. So let's talk about the NBA Championship a little bit, right? Right now, I think we have Cleveland and Golden State that's going to the championship. But this is an Excel class, so we're not really focused on that. We're focused on the numbers and how to analyze the numbers to make some pretty cool and legitimate predictions. So let's write a few things down. So let's do Kyrie Irving. I think that's how you spell his name. I might be mistaken. I don't really spend too much time watching the NBA that much, but I think that's how you spell Kyrie Irving. So hopefully I am accurate in my spelling. If I'm not, forgive me. Okay. So we're gonna write a few names of a few players to begin. All right, so we have Kyrie Irving. Then let's say we have LeBron James, right? So we're going to write LeBron James. And then we have Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry. I don't know if it's Stefan or Stephen, but I'm sure my wife always corrects me in it, but I'll figure it out one day or another, okay? And then we have a few other players that's going to definitely be playing for the most part. I'm trying to think of what some of their names are, okay? So we have Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, uh, Stephen Curry. So first we're going to write names here. Let's do a few things. Let's write names. Let's write team. Let's do PPG, which will stand for points per game, right? So we're just going to do PPG. We're going to do RPG, rebounds per game. And then we'll do APG, which will stand for assist per game, okay? So points per game, rebounds per game, assist per game. And a lot of these numbers are going to be made up, so please don't take these numbers to the bank. Let's add another cell style here. Let's add a cell style of a heading 4, okay? And we'll add a little accent to it so that way it can kind of be a little bit more presentable. So Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Stephen Curry. Let's do, who else is on the team? All right, let me think here. Then you have Draymond Green. So let's do Draymond Green, right? Again, I'm not going to go too deep into this because we want to make sure we spend some time. Then we have Kevin Durant. We have Kevin Love. And then we have we'll do J.R. Smith. We should do one more, huh? No, I think nine's fine enough, right? I think that should be good for now. So let me teach you guys a few tricks before we go on. Okay, so we know that Kyrie Irving is on Cleveland, okay, because they play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Let's say all of these team members that I wrote here actually played for Cleveland Cavaliers. Some people will actually go through and write Cleveland Cavaliers all the way through, right? And spend a lot of time doing a lot of that. We will not actually have to do that in Excel, okay? Excel has a beautiful function known as the fill handle. So what the fill handle actually allows for us to be able to do is it allows us to do what's known as fill handle some cells, okay? And I know you're probably wondering, what am I doing? How am I doing what I'm doing here? I'll actually show you exactly what I'm doing. And the reason that I'm doing this like that is because I want to make sure I show you exactly what I'm doing so it works in a cohesive way without causing too many issues, right? So how do I move these names around without having to move them around? So here's Kyrie Irving. If I hover between the cell, I actually get to drag it wherever I want. I can bring Kyrie Irving to the right, okay? And I hover over it, I can bring it to the left, or I can bring it back to where it belongs. So the way you do that is simply by clicking on a name that you like, hovering between the cell until you see the four corners that looks like a compass or arrows. Once you have those arrows, you can actually move that name wherever you would like it to go. So if you made a mistake, you don't have to delete it. You can actually just move that information that is inside of the cell simply by clicking on it, hovering, until you get the four corners. Once you get that, you can move the name wherever you would like to move it. All right, you can do the same with a bunch of them. Hover, again, move them all down the same exact way you would like to. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 players for Cleveland. Let's add for Golden State as well. So let's add Klay Thompson. I don't know if that's how you spell his name, but hopefully I didn't mess up his name too bad. Okay, so let me add Cleveland here. Okay, so let's get back to what I wanted to show you. So Excel has a beautiful function that is known as the fill handle. How does the fill handle work? If I actually click on Cleveland the way I wrote it, right here is Cleveland, and hover to the bottom right hand corner, I can actually fill handle Cleveland all the way down without having to write Cleveland a bunch of times. Okay, that is known as the fill handle. I can even do that for the numbers, right? So I'm going to write 1, right? I can use the fill handle and write 1 all the way down. Right? Let's say they had 2 rebounds per game. I can write 2, hover to the bottom right hand corner of 2, and fill handle 2 all the way down. Let's say they average 5 points per game. I can write 5, hover to the bottom right hand corner of where I have 5, and fill handle the number 5 all the way down. All right, that is known as the fill handle functionality. So the fill handle allows for you to automatically fill in a given text or number based on a particular pattern. So I'll do it one more time. So knowing that all of these players here play for Cleveland, all I simply did was I highlight the information that I want. I go to the bottom right hand corner until I get the plus sign to show, and I simply fill handle it all the way down. Okay, that is known as the fill handle. It also works across. So if I have Klay Thompson here, I want to fill handle Klay Thompson all the way across. I can hover to the bottom and actually write Klay Thompson all the way across in all of my cells. So the fill handle is a pretty cool functionality that I can use to complete a lot of work in a quick amount of time. So I'm going to do it here again, Golden State, right? Because that's who they play for. Well, yeah, Golden State's fine. I was going to write Warriors, but Golden State's fine, right? And I can actually fill handle Golden State all the way down as well and get some pretty cool and nifty results, right? And watch how quick I can actually do this if without having to do too much of the writing, right? Look, boom. Okay, Golden State. I obviously have to write that because it doesn't currently exist, right? Once I do that, hover, boom, and here I go. I have Golden State written nice and neat, right? So that is how you can use the fill handle functionality. Again, I'll show it to you one more time for the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3, right? So watch what I'm going to do different this time. So before I showed you how you could fill handle 1, how you could fill handle 2, and then how you could fill handle 3, right? What if I didn't want it to go 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2, 2, 2, 2, or 3, 3, 3, 3? What if I wanted to actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? You can actually do that. Excel has that built-in functionality where if you hover again to the bottom right-hand corner, you hold on Control, you can actually make the numbers automatically jump to the next one, right? So now I have the number 9. If I hover to the bottom again, I can go all the way down. So that is fill handling a number but plus 1, right? So you're fill handling, but you're adding 1 to that number. So let's take a look at how that works, okay? So let's start all over. So all I do to accomplish what I just showed you is I hover to the bottom right-hand corner, okay? I hold on to Control, and I fill handle. But when I hold on to Control, you notice what happens. That plus sign that I have for the fill handle, when I press Control, right, it adds an additional plus sign to it. You see that plus sign. So now I fill handle all the way down. Watch what happens if I don't see the plus sign. If I don't see the plus sign and I just fill handle it, okay, I only get the same number. However, when I have the plus sign, right, and I fill handle it, it follows that particular structure forming, okay? So that is how you use the fill handle to accomplish a lot of cool things in your spreadsheet, right? So